Okay, so today we are going to give you guys a behind the scenes look at our driver bracket. Kind of show you the process, what we're going to do to qualify the drivers that are going to go into the bracket. We are at Modern Golf in Calgary, Alberta. That's where we film all of our videos. Let's go inside and I'll kind of show you guys around Modern. So it's a busy day today. We are in the far back booth, but why don't I show you guys kind of around the shop just so you get an idea of where we hang out kind of all the time. So right beside their front reception, they have their club building room. I actually have a set of irons in there that maybe we'll check on later. Actually, they're these things right here. These are them, I'm gonna grab one. These are my Takomo irons. These were in my player iron video. Takomo sent me a set to try out. I wasn't a huge fan of the shafts that they have, so I ordered new shafts, which this should be my shafts. So basically they're gonna be putting these Project X shafts into these Takomos. These are Project X LZ shafts. These are the iron shafts I played for a long time. They're gonna regrip it. I'm gonna be going to a new grip, which I have never used, which I'm kind of nervous about. The grip that I normally use is on my drivers. They discontinued by Golf Pride, so I'm changing grips. So really excited to get those, and then I'll do a full review on those irons.
So Takomo said they were releasing new shafts later.
Yeah, so right now they just have limited options on their website. We got them pretty early on their release, so I'm just excited to try those shafts, but they should have more options coming up soon. Down here is a lot more simulator bays. They have a simulator league. There's a bunch of guys playing sims, and then we'll go to the bay that we filmed.
So yeah, that's fair too. Yeah, you're down on the heel. Hey buddy.
So it's Phil. Phil's one of their fitters, master builders. He's gonna be building those Takomos. This putting green might look familiar. We just filmed our lab video right here. And this was a pretty fun shoot. Normally there's a lot of guys practicing chipping and putting. And now I'll show you where we film all of our videos. So this is our main bay. This is where we shoot everything. So it might look a little different on the handheld camera. Typically we have at least 3 cameras set up here. We have 1 camera here so you can see me when I'm talking about all my data from the TrackMan. We usually put one right down the line so you can see my swing. Maybe we'll set that up today when we're down in drivers. And then we usually have 1 more camera right here so I can kind of have another camera to look at and talk to. So basically today we're going to be dialing in 8 drivers for my driver bracket. A lot of the drivers I've already reviewed on the channel, so I have an idea of what one's going into the bracket, but today we're just dialing stuff down and you guys kind of get the all access look at the start of our driver bracket. Okay, I'm warmed up. I'm gonna grab these 8 drivers and I'm gonna build them, and these are gonna be the drivers that go into the bracket. We were kind of talking about should I use my fitted shaft or if we should use just the stock options. And we settled on the stock options. And that's because if you guys want any of these drivers, this will be the combo that you can get from the manufacturer. So let's go find some drivers.
You can grab whatever you want.
Okay, these are fun drawers because they have all the clubs that we're gonna be using. It's the Stealth 2 Plus. This driver was awesome. That's definitely a front runner. Now the 430, did we have better results with the LST or the Max? I think we had better results with
The Max
right?
killed it, yeah.
There's the Max. This driver is coming in the bracket on popular request, popular demand, the Tour Edge Exotics. I've never even hit it, but a lot of you are requesting this driver be in the bracket, so your wish is my command. We're gonna do the 5 Mach 2. That's the head.
5 Mach 2 LS?
LS, yeah. So I actually like this more than the ZX7. So that's 1, 2, 3.
No, it's so annoying if you're on the fringe. You gotta like, yeah.
Oh yeah, they put the green, and I actually really do like the green smoke. So this one I haven't even hit yet. We had to bring it in on special request from the Mizuno rep. I guess it's just been tough to get these STZ drivers to these club fitters. So I'm really excited to hit this. And they brought me 2 shaft options, so that's perfect. Let's see if we can bug Travis and see if we can find that Callaway Paradigm. Do you know where the Paradigm head is?
The Callaway head?
Yeah. Is everyone here? Because I thought they dropped the ones for us. If not, we'll have to wait until we actually start filming the bracket.
Yeah, let's see if it's in here.
If not, I can text Jeremy just to confirm, but I thought that this might fit. So yeah, he thought he didn't want me to tie him up in his fitting.
Yeah.
If not, we'll start with these and
I'll see if I can.
okay, at least we got a bunch of drivers to start with. So I'm gonna pull a bunch of shafts, we'll build them, and we'll start hitting. That's Titleist?
Yeah, that's Titleist.
We need Titleist, TaylorMade.
That one's 6560.
Yeah, 60's fine.
65X.
65X. Srixon. Yeah, I remember doing that in the review.
And
That's everything.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Compared to the hazards.
Do you remember what we were doing for the tourist shop?
He was getting some fit cart shafts in, and as soon as they came in, he was going to drop them off. I don't know if he's got them in. I never checked in with him.
Have you ever sold a tour edge with an extra stiff shaft?
Not yet.
Not personally.
Not yet. No.
So maybe we'll hit the stiff shaft just so it's a little bit more relatable to you guys that are gonna pick one up.
Not quite yet.
Okay, well let's start with these. We're gonna build these and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Thanks for the help, boys.
Yes, sir.
Got our hands full. That's pretty good. Okay, so we have stock options for all of these. You're probably wondering where the Cobra is. Cobra is right here because I have one, so I brought my Aerojet. This is the Aerojet LS with my LA golf shaft in it. I'll hit this and then maybe I'll compare it to the stock option. What do you think?
I think you just put the stock option just to be fair to everyone.
That's fair. Okay, we'll do that. So I do have the head for the Aerojet. Basically what we're gonna do is I have 3 hours to dial in all of these drivers. I need to do it in 3 hours because A, they close in 3 hours, and B, I don't wanna hurt myself. So I wanna get them set so I'm comfortable to swing them hard, but I only have 3 hours. So let's see if I can get all of this into that 3 hour time window. Where should we start? Where should we start? Why don't we go Titleist? So yesterday I was at the Sims, I had my Titleist TSR3 there, and I was spinning it like crazy. The shaft that they fit me into is shorter than stock, so I wanna put the stock option in there and just see if I'm hitting it any better. So why don't we start with the TSR3? Let's do that. So why don't we start the weight just on neutral, just to get a baseline. And this is the 9-degree head, where the one that I had was the 10. That's what they fit me into, but again, I was spinning it really high. So let's just see what the benchmark is right now with this setup on the TSR3.
Okay.
It'll definitely save me a lot of swings. And like I told you, I was hitting it yesterday. My spin was going up to like 4,500 RPM, which is like nowhere near where it needs to be. I needed to get it like sub 3,000, because that's what I'll probably try to get all of these drivers is sub 3,000 spin. And we're still not sure how we want to rank these drivers. Last year we did distance minus dispersion, but the dispersion wasn't a big enough demerit. If it was still like 340 way offline, the distance kind of counteracted. So hopefully by the end of this video, we can figure out what formula we want to use to set up our driver bracket. I always know how to run this TrackMan so good when I'm like in the heat of it, but when I haven't filmed for a week and a half and I get back in here, I'm like, fuck, how do I use this thing again?
Those numbers are pretty optimal.
Think we should do our driver bracket from sea level this year?
I don't know. What do you think?
It'll make people happy. I said the spin has actually been pretty good so far. Like 2,200 is half the spin I was getting yesterday with mine. So maybe because mine's shorter, the weights are off a little bit. I don't know what's going on with that. I want that swing every time in the driver bracket. So already I like the length of this shaft better. So my spin's down. My spin's been between 2,200 to 2,700 on good hits. Got good carry and good total. Okay, we move this over to the D1 setting. There's so many different settings for all these drivers that I wanna make sure I have the best optimal settings. So I'll compare this to the other two that we've already set up. I hate when it feels really good and I don't have the result on the shot tracer that I think I should get. Like I can't have that in my session. Okay, that took way longer than I had allotted for just one driver, but look at all the different settings we tried. So this is with the TSR3 driver with a stock extra shaft. There's so many combinations that we could choose, right? So here's a selection. Here's a sample, 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 all the way until we get to here. I think there's no arguing that. When I had 4 or 5, like right down the line, one turned over, which I'm okay with turning one over. So the driver going into the bracket is the Titleist TSR3 in a 9-degree head on the A1 setting and the standard weight. Okay, that was way too many hits with one driver, so let's start dialing in those other ones, and we gotta be quick. That took way longer than it should have. Okay, this is the TaylorMade Stealth 2 Plus. This is so far one of the most impressive drivers I've hit out of all my individual tests. I have it on the draw setting, 9-degree head, neutral hosel. Hopefully this is as good as I remember. Insert the Michael Jordan cry meme. That's how I feel about my swing. There we go. That's what I remember. That's what I remember. So the TaylorMade that's gonna go in the video is the Stealth 2 Plus. If you saw my full TaylorMade Stealth 2 review, I was hitting this thing on a rope. I have it on the draw setting, 9 degrees. It's that same shaft that we just had in the Titleist TSR. So that's what's going in for TaylorMade. Now I wanna hit a club that I haven't hit yet, and that's going to be this guy. This is that Tour Edge Exotics, the C722. It's a 9.5 degree. They only have it in a stiff flex. So I'm gonna swing it and just see kind of the results I get, but I've never even hit this head, so I'm interested to try it. The majority of my hits today have been going out to the right. My club face is open. So I'm finding if there's ways within these club heads to close the face before I even swing it. So that should help me get more square at impact. Put the spin way up. It's funny, that feels like a really good hit. So this Tour Edge Exotics is going into the driver bracket. This is a 9.5 head. Right now we just have a stiff shaft, so we have to see if we can get an X stiff, but if not, this is the stock option. And if the professional fitters don't even have an X stiff, maybe that's telling you something on fast swing speed guys using this driver head. So this is moving on, neutral setting. Let's see what we got next. So some of you have been asking to see my strike location on the face. The lighting isn't the best to see the data on the face. So it doesn't sound like we'll be able to get the strike locations for the head-to-head videos. I want to, and I tried, but I think because we use TrackMan, there's just not a good way to film and show the strike locations. Sorry guys. This is the first time seeing this driver. The crown does actually look pretty good. I remember that from last year, that the Mizuno was probably one of the best looking drivers of 2022. And visually, this thing looks really good this year. Oh, you wanna go straight?
You're sucking today, eh?
Yeah, it's not a good session. Like, that happens. It's no different. The day, let's say yesterday I went out and shot my career low, and today I shoot 25 over that. That's golf. I'm not a professional. I practice a decent amount, but my excuse today, and we all need excuses because all golfers have excuses. It's winter outside. I haven't been in the course in 3 months. I have a kid at home. I'm not sleeping much, and I can't fucking square my face. That's going to the right.
So seeing as how you never reviewed the Mizuno, and some guys wanted you to do it, what were your first thoughts, first impressions?
First thoughts, that it looks really good. It's funny to go from this, or from the TaylorMade to this, because the TaylorMade's so much longer. This just feels so much shorter, almost feels like a 3-wood. I'm anticipating so far that TaylorMade probably going the furthest because it's almost an inch longer than the majority of the drivers in the bracket.
You've been swinging this one the best.
Yeah, pretty good actually. Different shaft too.
What is that?
This is actually the Hazardous RDX Green.
Oh.
So this is a shaft that I've always liked. We have been hitting the black, but if Mizuno is offering the RDX Smoke Green as a stock option, that's a pretty smoking good deal on a shaft. I'm incredibly consistent today because every single one of my balls are going to the right.
It's frustrating, eh?
It is, you know, I think we all want to hit it dead straight 340 yards down the middle, but that's not realistic today anyway. It's got to go into the bracket anyway, so I'm interested to see how it stacks up against kind of the other big name drivers. What else haven't we hit yet? Same result, different setting, 2 degrees difference. My spin actually went up. And I think we had that even in last year's driver bracket where some heads were just spinnier than others, right?
Yeah.
We had some that were super low, like low spin specific heads. We might just put it in neutral and see how it does against some other heads. It does mean just trying to turn it over. We are into this session for 2 hours, 45 minutes, and I'm exhausted. Today was a rough day. Like, I was not striping it. I haven't been outside, seen a ball flight in a long time. It's just rust. We'll get a little rust off. I'll go for some range sessions, so I'm striping it and I'm ready for the driver bracket, but I'm tired today. I need to go home. So the drivers that are going into the bracket are the TaylorMade Stealth Plus, the Ping G430, the Srixon ZX5 Mach 2 LS, Titleist TSR3, the Cobra Aerojet LS, the Paradigm Triple Diamond, and the Mizuno STZ 230. Is that everything? Oh, and the Tour Edge. This bad boy. This one I've talked the least amount on the channel. I can't remember what it's called. Tour Edge Exotics C7 22. When I was hitting this actually and dialing it in, this might be a dark horse. I was kind of laughing or raising my nose at the guys that were wanting this as a driver, but I get the appeal that it's inexpensive, and it was actually, it had some good pop to it. The first head-to-head that we're gonna be doing is, drum roll, the Titleist TSR3 versus the Mizuno STZ 230. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
There's so many drivers and there's so many fucking abbreviations and names and numbers and letters that I forget which is which. So it's the Titleist versus Mizuno in round one. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you can see that, turn on notifications so you get to know when these videos are dropping. That wraps up today. Thanks for watching this behind the scenes look at our 2023 driver bracket. We'll check in with you guys next time. See you later.